Hey, Dana, I know you've been skydiving before. You're a big fan. You've described the first 15 seconds falling out of the plane as chaos and terror. You finally have your first game. You guys had three turnovers in the first quarter. Was there any similarities to that first quarter to jumping out of an airplane?
Yeah, it lasted 15 minutes, not 15 seconds. So the skydiving thing got over with pretty quick. That was a long quarter. Now, I mean, it is 15 minutes on the scoreboard, but it may have lasted like an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, there's some good mixed in with some bad. Obviously, the three turnovers were it was catastrophe. It had been like the landing on that skydiving thing. I mean, we landed in the lake. They missed it, and it landed in the lake, and I tumbled and about broke my neck. So there's a lot of similarities in it. But thankfully, we overcame it. I got up from that crash and went to work and won the Orange Bowl this year, and then that year, and then after the first quarter is over, we settled down and played three pretty good quarters of football and ended up winning our first conference game.
So you played in the air raid under Hal Mumme and Mike Leach. You coached under Mike Leach at Texas Tech. You now run the air raid and have run the air raid as a head coach. So all of a sudden now on Sundays, Dana, we're seeing the NFL using air raid principles, and the coaches are being lauded as offensive geniuses. Is that strange to hear?
It's not strange. It's kind of fun to watch, and it gives me a little bit more motivation to watch the games. Cliff is a really good friend of mine, and when I was here at Houston the first time in '08, he was getting out of the NFL, and called him and said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I don't know." I said, "Well, how about moving to Houston and starting this coaching thing, and just stay ready if the NFL calls, and you can keep playing." So he did, and he came down with me in '08 and '09, and started coaching. So obviously we've been pretty close. Didn't talk for the 6 years that I had to coach against him when he was at Texas Tech and I was at West Virginia. But now that he's in the NFL, we're friends again. So I've been out there to see him a little bit and follow him. We talk and share some ideas, and it's fun to watch that. And you talk about a guy like all those quarterbacks that you mentioned, and even Case. I mean, he was a free agent, and has played for 10 years in the NFL. He's, tutoring Baker Mayfield up there in Cleveland right now. I think that's one reason why Baker's playing so good and they're having a lot of success in Cleveland. I think Case may have something to do with that. But, that guy was never going to get drafted 10 years ago. And now you're seeing, a lot of these guys that are in this type of offense, end up being first-round draft picks and starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And it's fun to watch.
I know you're a big Red Bull fan. LSU's Ed Orgeron can consume 8 to 10 Red Bulls a day. Look, I know he's got a big size advantage on you, but can you still keep up with Coach O regarding the Red Bulls?
Yeah, I can beat that pretty easily. he's a lot bigger dude than I am, and I wouldn't challenge him in a fight or anything like that. But I can slam way more than 10 if I need to. I've tried to cut back. I cut back a little bit during COVID. I went on a little health kick there because I didn't have anything else to do. So just walked around, Herman Park here and Rice Village here, for about 2 hours a day and tried to watch what I was eating. I didn't have anything else to do. I'd get on Zoom meetings and you can only handle so much of that, and so went about 4 months without one, but now that we're back in the heat of the battle and we got games going on and all that stuff, I'm back to drinking probably a few too many of them.
Hey, I got one more personal question. I got some breaking news here. You're no longer Team Visor. You're now wearing a ball cap on the sideline. What gives?
Yeah, it was. I had the staff vote on it. Honestly, I mean, I hadn't had a haircut in about a year, which it's too long, and I'd probably ought to get a haircut, but they don't need one up here, as we all can know and see and all that stuff. So I'm like, what's the solution? And so, we went with the hat, and so put the hat on. It covered things up top, which, the it beats down on you here in Houston quite often. So my mom started worrying about the top of it right here getting a little bit too sunburnt, and obviously right here as well. So the hat covers that up, and then it kind of hides the fact that my hair is a little longer than it should be as well.
All right, thanks, man. We really appreciate it. Good luck this weekend, all right?
All right, sounds good. Appreciate it. Good to see you guys.